And we're live. Welcome back or welcome to the Truth Comes to Light podcast, where everything done in the dark is going to come to light. Every single detail in this world that is done in the dark is going to come to light. I'm your host, Jay Coven, and welcome to the show. For those of y'all that are new on the Truth Comes to Light podcast, we talk about news from all over the world, the music industry, and more. Please be sure to check out my previous podcast episodes on the channel. And also, please be sure to tune in to Real Spill Wednesdays. On Real Spill Wednesdays, talk about life topics and motivational quotes. Please, if you're interested, please be sure to check out my previous Real Spill Wednesday on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and also my other Real Spill Wednesdays on the channel. Also, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications to get the latest updates on when I post a full podcast episode or a full Real Spill Wednesday. Guys, we're at 149 subscribers. I really thank each and every one of y'all that have came and watched, came and liked, commented, shared, doing everything that y'all possibly can to support the channel in any way, shape, or form. Y'all keep on supporting. I'm going to provide y'all with the content every single chance that I get. Next month is going to be over a year of podcasting, and I really thank each and every one of y'all that has been here from the journey when I first started in my car all the way until now. So it's been a whole lot of improvements started from my car all the way until now. And trust me, more improvements is coming real soon. Upgrades to the channel, upgrade to the podcast is coming real soon. So I really want y'all to stay tuned. And I really appreciate each and every one of y'all from checking me out from the bottom of my heart, for real. Like, it means the whole world. Improvements are coming. The Truth Comes to Light podcast is going to be the next big thing, for real. Y'all also follow me on IG, TikTok, and X at The Truth Comes to Light podcast, because who knows, whatever I post on any one of those social media platforms is like a foreshadow for what the next podcast episode or the next Real Spill Wednesday will be about. But if you're not following any one of the social media platforms, you will be missing out on some information on what the next podcast or Real Spill Wednesday will be about. I am starting to do topic suggestions for both my Real Spill Wednesday and my podcast episode. So when I ask, I want y'all to feel as though y'all can engage with me and I can engage with y'all. So go ahead and give me a topic suggestion, whether that's for the Real Spill Wednesday or the podcast episode. And if I can get to it, I will be talking about it for my next podcast or my next Real Spill Wednesday. So when that comes, go ahead and respond. So with that in mind, we are going to get straight into this podcast episode. We got a whole lot of things to talk about. Some things happened today as I'm recording this video, yesterday, and a few days prior. But I want to get to, in my personal opinion, the most entertaining thing that has happened, and that happened yesterday. And this is my first time even talking about this sport. We're going to be talking about some boxing. And yes, for those of y'all that were unaware, Gervonta Tank Davis defeats Frank Martin in the 8th round by knockout after connecting on a left uppercut followed by a left hook to put Frank Martin on the ground. Martin got back up, but he did not beat the count. And the battle of two undefeated boxers, Tank Davis improves to 30-0 on his record, and Frank Martin takes his first L of his career, dropping to 18-1. This is Tank Davis's 28th knockout. 30 total fights, undefeated, 28 of them are knockouts. And after taking a 14-month break after the fight from him and Ryan Garcia, took some time off, the longest in his career, taking 14 months off. He comes back, goes up against Frank Martin, and he absolutely destroys him. Now, personally, I watched the whole fight from start to finish because, I had to. What I saw two totally different play styles, and I totally saw Tank Davis do his normal play style where he starts off slow. He starts off sort of kind of like Floyd, just starts off slow, feels the whole vibe out, feels how Martin was going to play it out. And as you saw, Frank came in there throwing punches. He was throwing. I want y'all to see this. It was a stat. So, for those of y'all that don't watch boxing, it's like split into categories: total punches thrown, jabs landed and thrown, and power punches. So obviously your jabs is like literally just like this. Your power punches, your hooks, your uppercuts, those are like your power punches. So Martin threw 92 more punches than Davis. He threw more punches, and that's his whole game. Throw more punches, throw more, so that way you have more opportunities to knock out your opponent. Davis, on the other hand, he's more so low input, low punches thrown, high efficiency. So the ones that he does throw, he's going to connect on them. And as you can see with the final stat report, you see power punches landed. Tank has 53.5%. So over half of his power punches landed on Frank Martin compared to Martin 40%. So even though Martin threw 92 total punches, he was inefficient in all categories. As you see, total punches in the body, 44.4% to Martin's 30. Jabs, 32.5 to Martin's 22. Like, he threw less punches than him. He threw less punches, but he was more efficient. He was more accurate with all of his punches. And Martin, he threw more, but he was inefficient. And he came from the first round all the way till the 6th round. He was coming with combinations, hooks, jabs. He was coming with everything. And he got Davis. To be honest with you personally, I felt like if he could get it to decision, which is so hard to do against Tank, if he can get it to decision, he probably could have won. He could have won because he started off good. Let me go ahead and see. Let me find it, the scorecard. So you see it was Martin. It was 10-9. Martin first round, then it was Davis, then it was Martin, and then it was just nines all the way. But he could have, in my personal opinion, if he got it to the decision part of it, he could have won. Here was the problem, and this is what killed him the whole entire match. But really, you saw it in that 7th round. First off, he got tired, but he kept running to the corner. That's fighting one-on-one. When you're fighting somebody, you never go to no corner, whether you're in a boxing ring or you fighting somebody outside on the street. The moment you have your back pinned to a wall and you can only go one direction and you gotta go for it, you don't have space around the ring, you're setting yourself up for failure. And you saw time and time again when he went, there was 2 times before he got knocked out where he got to the corner and Davis was just hitting him with hooks, uppercuts. He was hitting him with all of that, and he did that twice. He kept going to the corner. Earlier in the rounds, from 1 through 6, he was going around the ring. He was doing what he was needing to do, getting combos. He landed some on Tank Davis. He was doing what he needed to do. That 7th round, though, it killed him. That 7th round killed him. He kept on going to that corner, and then boom. That's when Tank came in that 8th round, knocked him out. And then, as y'all saw, let me go ahead and show y'all. This is another way that I knew that he lost. And this doesn't even have nothing to do with the actual fight himself. Right here, let me go ahead and show y'all. Let me see if I can get it. Right there. Where Tank literally just lunged at him and he saw that Frank Martin went back and looks like he was going to come with the left hand. That's what he normally goes to. That's like his preference. If he gets a punch thrown at him, he'll back up and try and come with the left. So knowing that, and that's what fighters do, knowing that Tank, when he saw that coming in the match, he took full advantage of it. He knew it was coming, and boom, when he backed up, that's when Tank got him. Because he knew that he was going to try and come with the left hand if Tank try and throw something. It's mind games right then and there. These are things that you see before the fight, that in the fight, okay, it all makes sense now. It's like, why do certain boxers do some things in the conference? To see how the person is, what his tendencies are, and they didn't even step foot on the boxing ring, but you see tendencies, you see habits. But going back to the fight, running around in the corner, he got tired. He overall got tired, but he kept going to that corner. He was doing good. He should have knocked him out, or he should have made it to the decision making, because he could have had a chance of winning. But Tank, he tires you out. He literally tires you out, and then he will come in the second half of the fight and will literally dominate you every single time. He tries, and he was walking him down the whole entire fight. Tank was cool, calm, collected. If y'all really thought that Tank Davis was going to lose to Frank Martin and lose his title, you are absolutely tripping. You're absolutely tripping. There was no way that he was going to lose his title to Frank Martin unless Frank knocked him out, which he's never been knocked out before, or it maybe have made it to decision time. And even still, like, he had a better chance at that, but it would have been hard because you still had 5 more rounds and you were tired. You were still tired. And Tank was just calm the whole entire time. He was walking. It never looked as though Tank was tired the whole fight. It was just, he was calm, walking him down, feeling him around. And then when he got in that corner, boom, got him. Went back to the corner, boom, got him. For real. He wasn't finna lose to nobody in no purple shorts. Come on now. Man, stop playing with Tank. But this goes to show, like, Tank fighting at 134 pounds, like, you got to think, Tank is 5'5", natural 134. Everybody that he's fighting, everybody that wants to fight Tank has to come down to his weight, meaning they can't drink water for real. They can't really stay hydrated for real. They can't eat all the way until weight day, all the way until the fight, because if they're over a pound over, boom, it's done. So all of the people, it's like Tank already has an advantage from the jump because he's natural 134. It's easy for him. Everybody else got to come down, cut on the hydration, cut on the calories. They're going to get tired. It's just a natural advantage with Tank. And obviously, if Tank knows that nobody in lightweight can mess with him, he's not finna go ahead and put 15, 16, 17, 20 more pounds on him and fight in a different class or fight middle class or fight heavyweight. He not finna do that. He finna stay in the lightweights. If they were fighting at maybe like 150, hell, even 160, Frank Martin would have a chance. He'll have a better chance. But the fact that you have to cut and the fact that you have to you have to limit your hydration, lower your calories all the way pretty much until the fight, the night of the fight, is like, that's hard for people. That is so hard for people. And Tank is going to take advantage of that every single time because he's just natural. It's just natural 134 compared to all of these people that got to come down like that. That's hard. And I feel like nobody can beat him. Well, that's Shakur. Nobody can beat him. Nobody. He was probably, I guess, the one that actually put up a fight, because the one against Ryan Garcia, it wasn't even hitting. I knew that Ryan Garcia didn't have a chance. I personally feel as though Ryan Garcia, yeah, he's a boxer. He's a good boxer. But I know Ryan Garcia more on the social media spectrum more than I know him actually boxing. So when he went up against somebody real like Tank, I knew that he wasn't going to have no chance. He actually had a chance. He actually had a plan. And I feel like his plan worked. It's just he didn't knock him out in time. You throw more punches. You try and get more opportunities. Hopefully one of them goes and he falls down to the ground. But the more you do that, your stamina is going to go down. And the longer the fight, your stamina is going to go down. You're going to get tired more. You're going to have these bad tendencies, bad form. Everything. You keep on throwing too many punches. It's just like a video game. If you keep on throwing punches, keep on throwing heavy hitters, eventually you're going to get tired. Eventually your player's going to get tired. He's going to lose all the energy. And then boom, when you get to the 6, 7, 8 round, that halfway point of the fight is over. It's wraps. So I feel like he had a great plan if he knocked him out maybe anywhere from the first round all the way to like the 4th, 5th round. But after the 5th round, it was going to be over because we seen it. He was getting tired. But nobody can compete with Tank. Let me know down in the comment section, do y'all believe anybody can beat Tank? I think Tank at 134 pounds Lightweight, I personally feel like he's gonna remain undefeated. He's literally gonna remain undefeated like Floyd. Literally. And he's the most known boxer right now. I don't see anybody touching him. Overall, this was a great fight. It's just Frank made some mistakes. He made some critical mistakes. And that's what cost him. That's exactly what cost him. And Tank was realizing the tendencies and then was hitting more. He was using more of his hooks. Using more of his hooks and his uppercuts to throw Frank off, and boom, he got him. When he got in that corner that third time, it was wrap. So overall, I personally feel as though like this was a way better fight. And the fact that Tank took 14 months off, that's the crazy thing. It's the longest that he's taken off in his career. 14 months off from the Garcia fight to this. And they have two totally different play styles. I don't feel like he ain't one-dimensional. It's just he relies on, he uses his tendencies. He goes to it a lot. But I don't think Frank Martin was one-dimensional. Garcia was one-dimensional. Everybody knew, okay, when that left hook, he's known for trying to knock him out with the left hook. That's what he was known for. Left hook, and he tried that too many times. I don't think he's one-dimensional. He had combinations. I don't think he was one-dimensional. My personal opinion. But this was a way better fight than the Garcia one. Way better, way more entertaining. And yeah, 30-0. 28 knockouts. That is absolutely crazy. But this was overall good fight. Battle of two undefeated fighters, and Tank Davis will remain and keep his title, man. Just straight goated. So let's go ahead and move on to the NBA Finals. I did my NBA Finals prediction about a week and a half ago, and I said that the Celtics were going to win in 6. And I said that both teams were going to split at home. The Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks were going to split at home. They were going to split in Dallas. And then I felt like Boston was going to take Game 5 and Game 6. And it's not going that way, y'all. It's not going that way. It started off 3-0. Boston took Game 1. Boston took Game 2. And they took Game 3 after being down by double figures early in the game. But with desperation for the Dallas Mavericks came and absolutely beat down the Boston Celtics 122-84. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving led the way, combining for 50 points. Their defense was phenomenal, both from not only the Mavericks, but Luka Doncic himself. After fouling out in Game 3, Luka Doncic played some great defense. And overall, the Dallas Mavericks take home the W in Game 4 to stay alive and avoid being swept in the NBA Finals. And they will go to Boston to go up against the Boston Celtics in Game 5. And they beat them by 38 points. 122-84. Luka Doncic had 29. Kyrie had 21. Derek Lively played very good. Dante Exum, he had 10 points. But don't just look at Dante Exum for only having 10 points. What you saw from Game 3 to Game 4, you saw an increase in pace from the Dallas Mavericks. But it really started with Kyrie Irving and Dante Exum. We know that Luka Doncic and his play style is like he plays at his own pace. He plays slow. He does the pick and rolls. But against the Boston Celtics, where you have 5 guys that can defend, you have 4 guys that are on all NBA teams, you can't play that slow. You just can't. And you clearly saw in Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3, the pace was just too slow. And Luka was turning the ball over. Like, you can't have the Boston Celtics set up in half-court defense. And that was what was going on for Game 1, Game 2, and Game 3. But Game 4, They pushed the pace. Dante Exum pushed the pace. Kyrie Irving pushed the pace. And Kyrie had a great game in Game 3. He was pushing the pace, but it felt like Kyrie and Luka on the same floor against the Celtics. It's like it wasn't working well because Kyrie, he's going off, but Luka's messing up the pace of play. And it's like, dang, like Kyrie, give Kyrie the ball, give the hot hand the ball, but you're slowing down the pace and it's messing up the flow of the game. So for Boston, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they overall didn't play good. They combined for 25 points. Jason Tatum had 15. Jaylen Brown had 10. Drew Holiday had 10. And no one really played good for the Boston Celtics at all. It was just a straight beatdown. And even though the Pacers got swept by the Boston Celtics, the Pacers showed everybody that the way to keep up with the Boston Celtics and the way to play them and to try, like, your best bet on getting a W is to increase the pace. They're one of the fastest teams in the league. They scored the most amount of points in the league. So if you increase the pace, you saw without Tyrese Halliburton, they still kept games close. But it was just costly turnovers at the end that really killed the Pacers. With Dallas, their pace was too slow the first 3 games. And yes, Porzingis didn't play game 4. He didn't play game 4. He didn't play game 3. But I personally feel as though if they would have just increased the pace, this series will be 2 games apiece. They should have won game 3, and thank God they won game 4. They could have won game 2. Game 1 was like the only game that the Dallas Mavericks played against Boston where it was like, oh yeah, like Boston really got y'all. But the reason why they haven't been beating them is overall the pace of play. And Luka hasn't been playing good defense. Luka's been a liability on defense the whole entire postseason. But against the Boston Celtics, you can't hide the fact that you can't play defense. Because there's too many guys, whether that's Drew Holiday, who could get you 20 on any night, whether that is Derek White, who could get you 20 every night, whether that's Jaylen Brown, Al Horford, Jason Tatum, Sam Hauser, who's coming in and playing pretty good off the bench, Peyton Pritchard. Anybody on Boston can go and light it up on any given night. And you can't hide the fact that you can't play defense. Against Minnesota, where they have Rudy Gobert, they have guys that aren't superstars. They're good players, but aren't superstars. Like, Jaden McDaniels, he's good. Anthony Edwards is a superstar. Cat didn't play good. Mike Conley played all right, but he could hide the fact, especially when the bench came with Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Naz Reid, Kyle Anderson. He could hide the fact that he can't play defense. He could hide that. Against the Clippers, he could hide the fact that he couldn't play defense because Kawhi wasn't there. Harden, he had to guard Harden if he didn't want to. Same with Paul George. He could hide that. He could hide it. OKC Thunder, when Luka was guarding Lou Dort. Lou Dort isn't known for being a shooter. He's just known to defend. Josh Giddey, no disrespect, but he could hide the fact that he didn't have to play defense against those guys, and they could still come out with the W. But Boston, they got too many good guys on the team, and he's getting exploited every single time from game to game. And Luka's been hurt. He's having knee problems, chest problems. Like, he's been hurt the whole entire playoffs, and Boston is taking full advantage. So what you got to do, you have to obviously tell Luka, like, you got to play some defense. I get that you're hurt. I get it, but you got to know how to play some defense. Play something, because these little wraparound, you're letting people blow by you and try and get back tap steals, that isn't going to cut it against these good stars. You can get a few steals, but you're allowing more points than getting turnovers, and that's the problem. Kyrie, the first 2 games didn't play good. Game 3, he came out. Game 4, he came out. And overall, y'all got to increase the pace of play. You can beat Boston Like Boston, like I said in my video, my pregame prediction, Boston can play like they're the best team. And sure enough, y'all saw it in game one. They played lights out defense. But you see something like this where they lose by 38, and it's like, goddamn, like, but what Boston team we gonna get? Like, are y'all gonna come with the shutout defense, or are you just going to play lax, play like you're not the best team, play like you don't care, you're gonna let people just drive by you? Like, we don't know what Boston is so inconsistent. No matter how good they have, no matter how many good guys they have on their team, they're just inconsistent. They're the best team, but it doesn't feel like they're a historic team. And they've won before all of this losing game 4. They had won 10 straight road games. They haven't lost in a month. Like, they're on a historic run. But it doesn't feel like it's dominant. It just doesn't. When you compare this team to the Golden State Warriors team where they swept the Cavs, that was a dominant run. A dominant run. Or any of the Warriors teams coming in and beating the Cavs, like those are what I mean by dominant playoff runs, where it felt like the Warriors can't be beat. The Boston Celtics can be beat. This isn't just like no dominant team where it's like, man, we cannot beat this team. Like, no, like they have good players. It's just they can be beat because they play lax at times. They just do. They just do. And if Dallas realized earlier in the series, like game 2, that all you got to do is increase the pace and play some defense, this 38-point win, you would have like games where y'all will win by 10, 15. But to come out and win by 38 is absolutely crazy. Now, no team has ever came back from a 3-0 deficit, ever, let alone in the finals. Do I think that the Dallas Mavericks is going to come back and beat the Boston Celtics? Hell no, absolutely not. But this is a learning lesson for Luka. This is a learning lesson for the Dallas organization, because I do see them making a push in the Western Conference as long as they have Luka there. And who knows, potentially they could reach the finals. Potentially, you know. But you got to increase the pace of play. You just do. And Luka has to play defense. Point blank, period. You can't foul out in game 3. As soon as he fouled out, the game was close. As soon as he fouled out, the game was over. Game was over. Right then and there when he got that blocking foul. You didn't even need to take that blocking foul, but you decided to, and then you're telling the coaching staff to challenge the call. That was a blocking foul. That was a blocking foul. There was no need to challenge it. But game 4, you see he played better. Defense was better. Everybody's defense was better. Everybody was locked in. You don't have the pressure now because everybody thinks that you're going to already lose. If everybody's thinking that you're going to lose the series, you don't have nothing to lose. Just go out and play loose. Go out and play like you just don't have no care in the world. If y'all lose, it's like, hey, everybody says that we're going to lose. Nobody's ever came back from 3-0. That's what everybody says. Okay, let's just play. Just play ball. Then what happens? If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we know that everybody's already saying that, so we don't have no pressure. The closeout games be the pressure for whoever has to close out the other team, because you have to close them out. Because if you give them one could turn to 2 could turn to 3, then boom, you can have a game 7. And sure enough, who knows? This happened to the Boston Celtics once upon a time against the Miami Heat. And who knows? If Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt 8 seconds into the game, maybe the Boston Celtics could have been the first team to take a 3-0 deficit and come back and win the series. Who knows? But I don't think Dallas has the team. I don't think they have the team to come back from 3-0. If this was 2-2 or 2-1 Dallas, something like that, they have the team to close them out. I'll say that. But they don't have the team to come back from something this large. 3-0? Nah. I think that the Boston Celtics, they're going to gentleman sweep the Dallas Mavericks. They didn't want to win it on the Dallas court. They want to win it back at home, you know, for the championship. They're already going to have the most amount of championships, so I think they're tied with the Lakers, but this is going to be special for the Boston Celtics, special for Jason Tatum, special for Jaylen Brown. My personal opinion, I don't think that it's a lock that Jaylen Brown has the Finals MVP, and it's not a lock for Jason Tatum to have a lock at the Finals MVP. Hell, Drew Holiday is even in that mix of Finals MVP. I feel like whoever plays good. I think Jaylen Brown has been playing better than Jason Tatum in the series. But in regards to all-around play, because obviously Jason Tatum, the first 2 games, he wasn't playing good scoring the ball, but he was playmaking, getting rebounds. He was doing other things to benefit his team. But game 3, he turned it up a notch and had 31. Jaylen Brown had 30. And Jaylen Brown closed them out in the second half, but Jason Tatum kept them in the first half. So it's not a lock. It's up in the air right now. I feel like, personally, whoever plays good in Game 5, whoever plays the best out of Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and hell, if Drew Holiday makes some clutch plays, whoever plays the best is going to take it. I personally feel like right now, if I had to give it to anybody right now on the Boston Celtics team, if the series was done and they won, if they would have won, I personally would give it to Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown is just playing better. He's been playing better in the whole playoffs, in my personal opinion, especially Eastern Conference Finals, all the way until now. He's been playing better than Jason Tatum. Not saying that Jason Tatum, even if he doesn't win, it isn't going to hurt his legacy. It's not going to, be like, hey, Jason Tatum didn't win a Finals MVP. Like, nah, like, he's on a great team and he's doing winnable things, so that way his team can be the best that they can be game in and game out, and I personally feel like Jaylen Brown is doing the same thing, but I think Jaylen Brown is just doing it way better, all around, scoring, rebounding, assisting, defense, most definitely, but no knock on Jason Tatum. It's just the shots aren't falling, but as long as he is affecting the game in other ways, which clearly he is, it's fine. As long as he's playing fine to good. But if he flat out just plays horrible, not good on the offensive side, not playing good defense, then we're having a whole different story. But I personally feel like he's playing better, way better in this series versus the Golden State series. Way better. It's just the first 2 games, his shot just wasn't falling. And then game 4 right here, his shot wasn't falling. Now, for game 5, I personally have the Boston Celtics taking it. I have the Boston Celtics winning by 15, double figures. I don't think it's going to be a close game. It may be a close game early, but I feel like that third quarter, the same way how they broke away in game 1. In game 1, I think the same thing is going to happen. I think the same exact thing is going to happen. They're going to break away in game 5. And I'm not saying game 1 they actually got blown. They were getting blown out. My bad. Game 2 they broke away. I personally feel like they're going to break away third quarter, middle of the third quarter to like fourth quarter. I don't think Dallas is going to have enough. I really don't think they're going to have enough because no one really has played good except for Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Like PJ Washington, he's still playing like he's playing for the Hornets. I'm sorry. He hasn't played good the whole entire series. Gafford hasn't really played good the whole entire series. And 2 of the games, Porzingis wasn't there. But when Porzingis was there, either one of those was playing. They weren't playing good. Now, if Porzingis is going to play, that's a totally different story. He said that, hey, he'll die on that court. But what I heard like that is like, I think that injury can really be like serious. I think it can actually be like a serious injury if you play on it. They may need him. If it goes to game I think if it goes game 7, they're going to use him. They're not going to use him game 5 because they're up 3-1. They don't have no pressure. Game 6, they're not going to use him because it's game 6. Now, see, if it comes back to Boston on game 7, they gave him time to rest it, a couple of weeks to rest it, he's going to play. But right now, since there isn't no pressure, there wasn't no pressure. Since they were up 2-0, they wasn't down 2-0. They wasn't desperate like the Dallas Mavericks. He didn't have to play game 3. They ended up winning, so they were up 3-0, so he didn't have to play game 4. Even though they lost and it's 3-1, he doesn't have to play game 5. I personally wouldn't have him play game 5. He doesn't have to play game 6. If it does go to game 6, the only way that Kristaps Porzingis will play, in my personal opinion, is if it goes game 7. If it goes game 7, they got to use him at all costs because his impact in game 1 and game 2 was so dominant. I've never seen Tingus Pingus do that. I've never seen Tingus Pingus do what he did in his career. He's never even made it past the first round in his career. But his finals performance, nonetheless, is great. Been great before he got injured. And that's how I think they're going to play it out. Boston as well. If it goes to game 7, that's the only way that he's going to be used. But overall, it's crazy. It's crazy to say this. No team has ever came from down 3-0 and win. But no team in the finals has ever lost by 38 points and win a series. So it's like one of those records. I saw that one of those things is going to get broken. Obviously, I personally feel like it is the 38-point win because Boston is going to win on their court by double figures. Plus, that is my personal prediction. Let me know who y'all got. Do y'all think it's going to go back to Dallas for game 6, or do you think the series is over? So overall, good win for the Boston Celtics. Now we're gonna move to a basketball game that came on today as I'm recording this video. The Indiana Fever versus the Chicago Sky. Now I talked about this game a little bit on my real spiel between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and Kennedy Carter and what they had to say, and they end up playing again. And the Indiana Fever beat the Chicago Sky 91-83 to improve to 5-10 on the season. Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston led the way, and also Kelsey Mitchell played great. 17 points. She played great throughout the whole game. Caitlin Clark led all scores with 23 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. Aaliyah Boston had 19 and 14, had a great game, hit some clutch shots, especially the one on Camila Cardoso at the end as the shot clock expired. That was a tough shot. Caitlin Clark hit some clutch three-pointers. Kelsey Mitchell hit some clutch shots as well, and Caitlin Clark had some great playmaking skills shown in the game, especially late in the game. And yeah, they end up winning 91-83. And in the game, obviously there has been, people saying that there's been beef going on, jealousy, some serious jealousy between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark in the game. Let me go ahead and pull it up for y'all. The foul call. So as you see, a flagrant foul was called on Angel Reese.
Yep, across the head, and they will go to...
It was called a foul at first, and then they reviewed it, and it was upgraded to a flagrant 1 foul. Now, obviously, this is going to get national news from the sports media with the whole jealousy and the whole beef that's been going on between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. And my personal opinion about it, I personally feel like this foul, you can't really tell intent. I feel like it was a basketball play. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese both agreed that it was a basketball play, and I believe them 100%. Yes, she hit her on side the head, but to go ahead and jump the gun on the narrative to say that Angel Reese is really hating on Caitlin Clark, and it's really like coming in. Basically, now this is just added on to it. Like, I feel like this is crazy to think that. Now, what she said in the to the media about her impact on women's basketball, now I feel as though that part of it was jealousy, but to now take it and try and turn it as it was hate from this foul call, like, I feel like, nah, that's crazy. I think this was straight basketball play. This was a basketball play 100%. The intent, she was trying to go after the ball. She just clipped her in the head. Do I feel like this was scripted? That's something for y'all to decide. But I personally feel like that play overall, it was no bad intent, no ill intent. You can't really tell intent right here. I just feel like it was a basketball play, and we're just going to leave it at that. Let me know down in the comment section, what do y'all think about it? I don't think it was nothing bad, but let me know what y'all think. But going back to the game, Marina Mabrey for the Chicago Sky had 22 points. She was going off. Her and Kennedy Carter with 18 points really kept them in the game. The game was close throughout the whole time. Now, the Indiana Fever broke away in that 3-minute mark in the fourth quarter after Caitlin Clark hit the three-pointer to, I think, increase the lead to 7 points. But they came roaring back. Angel Reese had 11 and 13, but she shot 4 for 13. She overall didn't play good scoring the ball, but the Twin Towers of Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso is on full display, though. They can get rebounds. Cardoso played okay. She played all right. Like I said, Angel Reese played all right. But it was Marina Mabrey and Kennedy Carter that kept them in the game, most definitely. If they didn't have them, oh, yeah, they would have got blown out. But Kelsey Mitchell played good. Aaliyah Boston played good. Caitlin Clark played good. They did what they needed to do. They took care of business. But I know the whole narrative of this game, they're not going to even look at how good the game was, because this was overall a great game. Chicago was up, then it was back and forth throughout the whole time. Chicago would be up, then Indiana took the lead. Indiana had the lead at halftime. Chicago came back, and then Indiana, they broke away. Chicago came roaring back, but Aaliyah Boston hit some clutch shots, like a dagger shot. Caitlin Clark hit some shots. They were playing. It was overall a good game. I just don't personally like how the narrative is going to shift to the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark situation. And it'll turn so black and white. And it's like, this isn't a black and white thing. This is just basketball. It shouldn't have to turn black and white, racial, for the sport of women's basketball. Yes, Caitlin Clark is getting the attention. Yes, Caitlin Clark is providing the revenue in regards to the audience watching her. But the fact that it's turning black and white and there's jealousy and hate inside the WNBA, I feel like it's crazy. I really do. Because why not just watch ball? Caitlin Clark isn't doing nothing wrong. Do I feel like Caitlin Clark, does she need to have a voice? Yeah. But you got to think, Caitlin Clark is grown. Caitlin Clark plays basketball. It's like, if she's grown and that's what she all wants to do, let her do it. She shouldn't have to be forced to talk. She shouldn't have to be forced to be the voice of the WNBA. If that's not what she wants to do, if that isn't her place. Yeah, she may be the best player. Yeah, she might be right now, as crazy as it is, the face of the WNBA. That's crazy to say. She's not even the best player in the WNBA. It's Asia Wilson by a landslide, in my personal opinion. And Caitlin Clark is the face of the NBA. Literally the face of the NBA. And the fact that you see that is absolutely crazy. Yes, there's girls, should I say, in the WNBA that's not getting credit. Yes, I'll 100% agree to that. But it's like that in every sport. There's females in every sport. There's men in sports that don't get the credit that they deserve. They feel like that, this player is the same type of player as me, but why is he getting that credit and I'm not? It just happens in this world. It just does. But the fact that it's turning racial, it's crazy. A black and white thing is crazy. At least Caitlin Clark is helping. Caitlin Clark is doing whatever she can. She's not even turning it racial. She's blocking everything out. If she doesn't want to talk, then she doesn't want to talk. It shouldn't have to be like she has to have all of the weight is on her shoulders in regards to expressing about what's going on outside of the WNBA in regards to the whole racism, all of that, if she doesn't want to. If she doesn't want to, then she just doesn't want to. But as long as she's not affiliated with any of it in any way, shape, or form, I'm fine with it. Because you're going to have fans. You're going to have fans that are going to continue to talk. You're going to have critics that are going to continue to talk. No matter what she says, it's not going to change the fact that somebody's racist or turning it racial or talking about it, the sexual orientation of women and what's going, like, it's not going to change that at all. So I feel like it should be a whole WNBA thing versus just her. Yes, I know that she's the face, and yes, like, everything's going to come to her, but I mean, if she doesn't want to do that, then she doesn't want to do that. Point blank, period. But overall, this was a great game. Going back, I just hate that it's going to spark up national attention that Angel Reese, the foul, and clearly the foul, in my personal opinion, it was just a basketball play. Everybody that's played basketball, competitive basketball, maybe even pickup basketball, has got hit in the head. Nothing intentional. It shouldn't have to come from all the history that started from in college, and then how Caitlin Clark is getting all of the attention and Angel Reese not. Like, now you're trying to find something to talk about. You're trying to find something negative to say about Angel Reese. And that's how I will defend Angel Reese 100% on that. I will. Angel Reese will get defended on my end because of that. Like, it shouldn't have to turn. It's a basketball play, point blank, period. No hate involved, without question. So overall, good W for the Indiana Fever. And as crazy as it is, I think they're in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs, 5-10 right now. If it would have stopped right now, they would be in the playoffs. That's the crazy thing. 5-10, and Caitlin Clark is doing what Caitlin Clark is supposed to do. I feel like her rookie season is a success. She's coming in. She's averaging 17 points. She's having 20-point games. She's doing what she needs to do. She's living up to expectation, in my personal opinion. She's not going to come and drop 25 a game. She's not. But at least she's dropping what she's dropping and having 20-point games, having 30-point games. Like, Caitlin Clark's doing what she needs to do. I like Caitlin Clark. I like Angel Reese. It's nothing racial with it. And it shouldn't have to be. It shouldn't have to be black and white. It shouldn't. It's basketball at the end of the day. Basketball. So keep it basketball. So that way it doesn't turn to what it's turning to, which could be the downfall of the WNBA. So overall, good W for the Indiana Fever. So I saw this little video on TikTok where this white TikToker was on TikTok Live, Instagram Live. I think it was TikTok Live. And she casually just said the N-word on TikTok Live. And I'm going to show you all the video. And after that video came out, obviously the black community felt some type of way because the white person said the N-word. And it got to her job, and overall she had got fired from her job. Now we're going to go ahead and listen to this. So as you see, it says white TikToker casually says the N-word while filming herself cooking, but refuses to apologize. That's the crazy thing. She refused to apologize. She said she still couldn't care about it.
Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke-ass niggas. And they don't care. We don't give a fuck about your money. I couldn't care less about your fucking money, okay? Everybody I know who's married right now. This video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community. And all the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive. Like, do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care. So a recent video.
So then after that, as it says she got fired from her job. As you see, she got fired. And yeah, now, this is how I personally feel about it. Now, obviously, is it offensive to me? Absolutely it is. Now, obviously, if this was directed, like if she would have said this to me straight up, oh yeah, it would be way worse. My whole thing is now, I feel like we're in a time where the white community, where people will just say, not even just the white community, just other races in general will just casually say the N-word. You hear rappers casually say the N-word who aren't black. you just see so many people just casually say the N-word. It's casual now. And it's like, it's coming to a point to where, is it bothering? Yes, it's bothering. But it's like, I'm not going to let that affect me, because at the same time, it's like, they just, it's coming to a point to where now it's like being casually just said amongst this group. And is it okay? I'm not saying that it's okay. It's far from okay. But it's like, you can't stop people from saying the N-word. You can't stop certain races or certain people from saying the N-word. You can tell them all they want. And sometimes it gets passed down. Sometimes the father may say it, the mother may say it, and it just overall gets passed down. And it's so messed up and it's so crazy. But it's being casually said, broke ass niggas, hating ass niggas, fuck niggas. Like, it's being casually said now amongst all races. It's not even just us black people. It's all races. And it's turning into, now that word is being used more casually. People don't know the meaning of it. People don't know where it stems from. And when people don't know where things stem from and they just say it, they're going to think nothing of it. And if they're not being told where it stems from, because you already see now in history books, they're not really talking about slavery. They're not really talking about the black culture to the other races. So yes, they're going to come unknown to it. They're just hearing what people are saying, whether that's rappers or whoever, any type of celebrities, say the N-word, and they're going to say it, and they don't know what it means. And it's hurtful. It really is. It's really sad to see. People not knowing their history. People not knowing, like, what words to not say. And obviously you see, and it's and I'm not saying it's a no way, but you see more things being said about obviously not saying anything about the LGBTQ community, any words that may offend them more than the black community. And I feel like no matter what community it is, like, there's words that you do and don't say. Like, if I was to call another race something derogatory that I know that I'm not supposed to say, and they know that, it's like, there's a line drawn. Like, that isn't right. It's a line, it's a fine line between what you can and what you can't say to certain communities, point blank, period. And the fact that she said it, and the fact what made it worse is she didn't care for it. I feel like that makes the whole situation worse. She didn't have a care for what she said. She doesn't feel remorseful, and that's what really makes it bad. It's not even the fact that she said it the way that she said it, because so many people have said it like that. So many people use the N-word so loosely nowadays. It's the way that she said it, but the fact that she ain't apologized and felt like she didn't offend nobody, that's what makes it 10 times worse. That's what makes it 10 times worse. And I don't like people like that. I don't. Absolutely not. Because you know that it offends the community. You know that it offends us black people. You know certain words offend us, but you don't apologize for it. Like, nah, you could use different words. You can use different choice of words. And I feel like that's the problem with our generation. Like, word choices be so messed up. You can avoid so many different arguments and altercations by using different word choices in different tones. Tone most definitely one, because if you have a bad tone, think about it. If you're talking to a female or a dude, if you come on some cursing, if you like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about you. Why the fuck you doing this shit? Like, get the fuck, like, nobody gonna listen to you. Nobody gonna listen to you. And what you have to say, everything after that is gonna be blank. It's gonna go in one ear and out the other. But if you come calm, use better choices of words, people are going to listen. But if you just come on some derogatory cursing, no one's gonna want to hear that. They're gonna already automatically think, okay, you're coming at me, you're attacking me, okay, let me go ahead and put my defense mechanism on. Whether that is fighting, whether that's shutting down, like, it's so many ways, but no one's gonna hear you, no one's gonna listen to you. But if you use better choice of words and you have better tone and you learn self-control, that's another thing. If you have good self-control skills, always remain calm, because the moment you come out and flash out, people look at that as weak. If you just flash out over some stupid shit. So if you learn all three of those things, watch how many conversations, instead of it always shutting down or always turning into violence, watch it go so much smoother. So much smoother. So many crimes can be prevented off of word choices and tone. I swear to God. And self-control. I swear to God. But people don't have that. People don't have self-control nowadays. That's why you see so many crash outs. People don't have that. People don't have good tones with people. They don't know how to talk to people. Some people don't know how to talk to other genders or the same gender. Us men, it's all about respect. So if you don't give us respect, boom, like it ain't gonna work. And then word choices. If you have bad word choices, people aren't gonna listen to you at all. Always remain calm in situations. Always lower the tone. Always know what tone to have. Lower the tone and use right choice of words. But that's what I had to learn. And I'm still learning that. Self-control is one of the best things you can have. You don't let other people influence how your day is, how your mood is. Self-control and being calm. You have to learn to get to a point. You have to get to a point, should I say, where other people's actions don't bother you. It doesn't affect your mood. It doesn't affect how happy you are. If you get to that point where self-control is top tier at its peak and you don't let other people control how your emotions are throughout your day, and you don't react off of those emotions because of what other people think or how other people are coming at you, your life will be so much better. But if you always react off of emotions, you're going to full on just crash out and you're going to destroy your whole life. There's so many times where I could have reacted on emotions over some stupid stuff. And you'll look back and be like, man, that was so stupid. Why did I just react like that? But if you just remain calm and be like, man, I have bigger things. I have bigger goals. I have bigger things to worry about. And my priorities is on the right path. Than just some little small arguments. I get through my day just like that. Without anything bothering me. Without anybody attacking me, because I have good self-control. And people know, like, okay, you can't come at him with those same tactics that you come out with other people and expect a reaction out of him, because he has bigger things to worry about. He's on a whole different level than the other person. And that's how you got to be. Always have the self-control. Always know that you have bigger goals. You have bigger priorities. So don't let the insignificance of other people that try and come in your life and try and tear it down or try and get at you affect you to make you react off of emotions, because they're not in the same mind space. They're not on the same level as you. Got to learn that. Got to have self-control. But going back to this, it's crazy. It really is that the N-word is being used way loosely. And the fact that she doesn't have a care for it is crazy to me. That's what I don't like about it. I really don't. That's what makes it worse for me more than her actually saying it. It's the fact that she didn't have no care in saying it. And she still doesn't. So let me know what y'all think about it. The last thing I want to talk about, I literally saw this right before I recorded this video. I don't know if this is true. It's from Fox News, so it says that, hey, this could be true. It says, House passes defense bill automatically registering men 18 to 26 for draft. It says the selective service is already mandatory for male U.S. citizens aged 18 to 24. I didn't even know that this was possible. I better not get drafted. I better not. I sure hope I don't get drafted. Oh, if I get drafted, it's gonna be hell. I swear to God, you're not gonna have me in no war. You're not gonna have me in no war. You was not finna have me in no war whatsoever. Nope. What would y'all do if y'all got drafted and y'all had to fend for y'all country? What? You're not finna see me defend for the U.S. No, I'm living my best life right now, and I'm gonna continue to do that. I'm gonna continue to do that. They better not draft me. I better not get something in the mail saying that I've been drafted to fight in the war. Boy, hell no. So that was a crazy thing that I seen, and yeah, no, you're not gonna draft me whatsoever. So with that in mind, that is the end of this podcast episode. If you made it to the end of this podcast episode, please sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you get the latest updates on. I post a full podcast episode or a full Real Spill Wednesday. More videos will be coming real soon. Y'all follow me on IG, TikTok, and X at The Truth Comes to Light Podcast. And with that in mind, I love each and every one of y'all. And y'all have a nice rest of y'all day.